Thank you. Thank you, April, Brother, and Ruling, for that beautiful music. I was thinking that in heavens there will not be losers. Yeah. Well, thank you for that thinking, and also it's related with what we're going to share this morning. So, happy Sabbath to you all. You can see the watch. I don't want to be that long. I don't want to scare you. So okay, so happy Sabbath to all you. I'm happy to be here with you all. I want to start with something that was taking place in a street. This is kind of like a show that, I don't know, in your country you see that, but in my country we were having like those street performance, yeah, that the comedian is there and he's making some joke with the audience that is there and the people, yeah, surround that person, yeah. So once this comedian shows somebody that was there, okay, I can be that one, okay. And that person came and the show, and the comedian, it's a joke, it's a show. So the comedian asked him, "Are you or are not you?" So the guy that was there, so he understood the question, and the comedian asked again, like, "Are you or are you not? Not you?" So the guy, I mean, it's a show, so he answered, "I am." So the comedian, with a surprise in his face, like, "Oh, you are!" And the people were laughing there, and he like, so you are? And the guy, so he changes his mind, and he said, "I am not." So the comedian, again with a surprise in his face, asking again, "So you are not?" And the people is laughing there. It's a show in the street, and that's the thing, just to make people laugh. But I'm pretty sure that this guy, maybe in his mind, was thinking, "Am I? And I'm not? What?" Because I don't understand what is that. But it's a show, so it's just a funny thing. But I have a question for you. I want to follow the idea that I was having like a few months ago, that how do we define ourselves? How do people define you? Do I like what I am? Do I know what I am? Who is the real I inside? Who is the real I? At that time, we shared some biblical texts, some Ellen G. White quotes, and I want to add a little bit more about this idea that maybe can help us in our journey of self-discovery. Okay? So I'm going to add a little bit more, and I'm going to start with this text in Matthew chapter 7, verse 21, because maybe you're wondering, why is it so important to know ourselves? I mean, you have to know Jesus. I mean, to know ourselves, I don't know. So, but let me read this, and maybe with this we can start our topic today. So Matthew chapter 7, verse 21 says, the Bible says, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, 'Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name?' And then I will declare to them, 'I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness.'" We see this picture. We can picture this thing here, this drama that is happening here. People is saying, "Hey, we did many things in your name," and the Bible repeats several times, 3 times, "Was in your name." So we did this in your name, Jesus. And Jesus said, "I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but I don't know you. I don't know who you are." And they go, "What? I mean, we are people that were working for you." But these people belongs to the group that was self-deceived. They were thinking that they were that people, but Jesus surprised them like, "I don't know what you were doing. You are or you're not. I mean, I thought that I was, but it looked like I was not." I want to quickly explore this morning this reality that happens in our life, or the mechanism that we use in order to know ourselves in a better way. And that mechanism sometimes is people defining other people. What I want to try to say is that sometimes the power that the people have in order to define you is so powerful that sometimes we accept that definition. And people have power to say things, and sometimes we accept that like, okay, this is the truth. So the thing is that they can be wrong, or they can be maybe right about you, but how do we know so well that? So the question is, what are we saying to ourselves that we are? Maybe because somebody said that to us, maybe the other question would be, what is the best way to know ourselves? There are people that are very close. There are people like, whatever thing that you say to me, I don't believe it, because I'm pretty sure what I am. But there are other people that is very open to many things, and sometimes you say something and they go, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. So how do we get the balance? Like, okay, I'm not going to be close what people tell me, but at the same time, if I believe everything what people tell me, we're going to see something in the Bible. It's not also that healthy, not either that healthy. So let's see something. People defining other people in order to know what they are. First verse. We're going to be a little fast in order to not take so much time. In Acts chapter 11, verse 26, we read something about the disciples. If you want to read there, Acts chapter 11, verse 26, it's talking about the disciples that they were preaching in Antioch, and in this place that was not Jerusalem, was the first time when the disciples were called Christians. Yes? Do you remember that occasion? They were called Christians. So they were defined as Christians. That is beautiful or it's not beautiful? Yes. It's beautiful. If somebody tells you, Elizabeth, you are so nice, great person, you're so kind, so Christian, so genuine. You can feel, I don't feel that you feel that bad, but you feel like, oh, well, praise God. Nice, that people has a good concept of me. So the disciples were feeling, I think great, like, praise God, that we are called Christians for first time in this place. But look at this. A few chapters later, Acts 17, verse 6. I'm reading mostly in New King James Version. The disciples were continuing with the word of preaching the gospel, and at some moment they found some group of people, and these people took them, and look what it says in verse 6 in chapter 17. These people who have turned the world upside down have come here too. This is dangerous people. So now the disciples that before they were defined like Christian people, they are Christian. Praise God. And now, dangerous people. You are turning, and now you're here. No, we know who you are. You're dangerous people. We're just preaching. We're just sharing what has been good to us. Not beautiful, no? The same disciples, now maybe they were wondering who we are. We're preaching, people say we are Christian, and now these people say that we are troublemakers. If they were a strong personality, maybe like, we are not that one. Or maybe the people like, I don't know now. We are doing right, I think. Sometimes we cannot make everybody happy, and sometimes we are going to find different audiences. So audience, like people that are going to like us, even being the same, and people that are going to say, I don't like you. So I define you like a nice person. And sometimes some people, it's the end of the world, I'm not nice. There are some people that say, like, I don't mind what you think. But let's continue. This is about the audience. The disciples were the same, they were doing the same thing. Some people said, great, Christian people you are. Other group of people, you are troublemakers, we don't want you here. Oh my feelings, you're hurting me. Let's continue. Now we have Elijah and Ahab. They had an encounter. And in 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 17, look what happened. Then, says the Bible, 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 17 says, then it happened when Ahab saw Elijah that Ahab said to him, is that you, a troubler of Israel? Ah, now you're over here, huh? But look what Elijah answered to him. And he said, I have not troubled Israel, but you and your father's house have. I can say more things, but just there. I know that one. Sorry. You are the one. And your house. To the king. Elijah was brave, huh? He was great answering this to this king that was like accusing him like, you are this. I define you. You are a troubler of Israel. Yeah, you are. No, I know that one. You are the one. And your family. Oh, you're talking to the king. But look what happened. After that, just I think one chapter later, in 1 Kings 19, Ahab was amazed that, this guy is just telling me to me that I'm the king, that, oh my. So I'm going to say this to my wife. Because marriage works in that way, I think, they share, no? So Ahab went to Jezebel and said, you know what happened? This guy, I found this Elijah guy, and he told her all what Elijah had done. Also how he had executed all the prophets with the sword. And you know what happened? Verse 2 in 1 Kings 19. Then Jezebel, when she heard all these things about Elijah, how he killed all the fake prophets, Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah, saying, so let the gods do to me, and more also, if I do not make your life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. In other words, say Elijah that tomorrow he's a dead man. Okay? That is the message. So I'm going to read what was the answer. So after that, verse 3 says, and when he saw that, Elijah, he said, I won't be dead man by tomorrow, but you and all your house, thus says the Lord. Oh no, sorry, I was reading the wrong version, sorry. So I think Elijah didn't say that. He said, he arose and ran for his life and went to Beersheba, which belonged to Judah, and left his servant there. And verse 4 says, but he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a broom tree. And he prayed that he might die and said, it's enough, Lord. Now take my life, for I am not better than my fathers. The same Elijah that was brave to the king, I know that one. Now he received other message, you are a dead man by tomorrow. Oh yes, I'm going to be. Oh my, I have problems. Oh my, what am I going to do? And he ran for his life. And dude, what is the irony? He ran to God and he said, God, the queen wants to kill me, so please, I want to die. It's a little weird, huh? He's running away for his life and asked God, please kill me. I don't know, I thought that he wanted to save his life, but he's asking God, people is pursuing me, is chasing me to kill me, so please, I don't want to live anymore. So the thing is like he accepted that by tomorrow he was going to be a dead man. People say, you are a dead man tomorrow. Yes, I am. But before he was saying, no, I'm not a troublemaker. But Elijah changed his mind. People were telling some things, and sometimes he was accepting, sometimes he was brave, sometimes like, yes, I am. Let's go a little bit more. King Saul, do you remember King Saul? He was having some problem in this area. When David was found better than him, he got depressed. Oh no, somebody's better than me. So my concept was devalued. The person, the greater one that I was thinking I was the greatest. Now there's a young guy that is better than me. People is recognizing that guy better than me. So I got depressed. And he was needing the music of this young guy to feel better, but at the same time he wanted to kill him. If I kill this guy, I don't have music, so he was in this situation. But look what says Ellen G. White about Saul. This was very interesting. Ellen G. White says in Patriarchs and Prophets, chapter 64, page 650, paragraph 2, this thing. One great defect in the character of Saul was his love of approbation. I'm going to say more. This trait had a controlling influence over his actions and thoughts. Everything was marked by his desire for praise and self-exaltation. But this is the point. His standard of right and wrong, I am right or I am wrong, his standard for that was the lowest standard of popular applause. No man is safe who lives that he may please man. So if people tell me I'm fine, I am fine. If people tell me I'm wrong, I am wrong. Yeah. Saul gave that power to people. You tell me where I am. You're great, Saul, thank you. But David's better. Oh my. Yeah, sorry. I don't want to live anymore. I want to kill this guy because he's devaluing my concept of myself. But there are more to discuss. And this is what I'm going to say is a little sad. But I don't know if I'm talking to somebody this morning that maybe, I hope not. But sometimes not the people outside that in some way have the power to define you, or you give that power to that people outside to define you, to tell you what you are. Sometimes it's the people inside. Yeah, the loved ones, the family, that in some way cause you to think something about yourself. And in some way, you got that concept from them. And it's your family, your loved ones. Pay attention to this. I apologize if it is too strong. It's in the Bible. But it's just in order to have an idea about this. In 1 Samuel chapter 20, verse 30, the Bible said that then Saul's anger was aroused against Jonathan. Jonathan was his son. Saul and his son Jonathan. So Saul was very angry to Jonathan, and his anger was aroused against Jonathan, and he said to him, "You son of a perverse, rebellious woman." New King James Version. But let me make you understand in a better way reading this in other version. New Living Translation says, Saul boiled with rage at Jonathan. And he said to him, "You stupid son of a whore." That the Bible says. A father saying that to a son. You are that thing. Big words. I apologize if I am hurting some sensible mind here. But the Bible is saying that you are a stupid son. I can just imagine, this guy talking to his son. Saying these big words. I have heard that word outside on the streets, people without principles. But this guy, someone that was appointed a king of Israel, at some moment defining his son, you are a stupid son. And those big words that we read. Wow. I hope that you didn't leave this situation at your house, at your home, with your loved ones. But let me tell you something. I have been told of not few children of Christian Adventist families that even when they didn't receive these big words from their parents or from their loved ones, they either receive words of affirmation, words of love, words of approval, words of endearment, and they in some way they were growing with a sense of not belonging. Like, I don't know if my parents love me. Or, yeah, they give me food, but I don't know, they don't have time for me. Maybe they are telling me, maybe they were receiving the not spoken message. I don't have time for you, sorry. I'm busy with more important things. And the kids were growing, and they're like, yeah, they didn't insult me, but I was not getting that assurance that I was needing in order to grow healthy as a human being. And in their minds, they were feeling, maybe I'm not accepted, I'm not loved. And this was bringing to their lives some sort of emptiness, lack of self-worth. The one that were designed to give that support to their kids, their children, they failed in some way. And these people grow up, and they were defining themselves like, in that way they grow up, and in that way life, families, define them. Yeah. And that's the society. That we find people that they have problems thinking what they are. And they want to be something. And they think that they're nothing in some way. I reminded of Ishmael. Do you remember Ishmael? He was not the son of the promise. And I was imagining this life at some moment when he was a teenager. Life, family, dad told him, son, you cannot live anymore over here. You have to go with your mom, find your place, I'm sorry I cannot provide for you anymore. I have some food for you for maybe the first days. Maybe you're going to have a long journey. So I'm sorry, son, but you have to go. I'm just a teenager, maybe. What is happening here? Maybe he was feeling, yeah, for sure, I know the chosen one. I know the favorite one. I know the son of the promise. But this is my family. And I'm receiving this message. And you can imagine this young guy receiving the message like a, son, now you have to take care of your mom. Be a man. I'm just a teenager. I don't deserve this in life. Why in this family that I have to live with? Or maybe now I'm not going to live with. I'm just in my own now. And maybe life was telling many things to Joseph. Joseph, you were sold, you are in prison, you were accused falsely. Joseph, life is telling you, you are a disaster, man. Look at your life. Look at your life. You're a disaster. And Joseph, maybe could complain. Peter, our prophet, said that at the beginning he was crying a lot to God. He was feeling like, what is happening here? Life is telling me, it's defining me like a disaster because nothing is working in my life, nothing. And Daniel, you are a rebel, Daniel. The decree says you don't have to pray to any God, but you are a rebel. So now you go to the den of the lions. So that is your problem, Daniel. Many problems that sometimes they attempt to define you. You are a loser. And let me tell you more. There's a story that one father, once, he sent 4 sons to see a tree. He sent them, hey, just go and see that tree, and when you come back, tell me about that tree, okay? Okay, they went. Over time, they came back, and one of the sons said like, oh, father, you know that tree is the most beautiful tree I have seen. I have never seen. It's just so beautiful. Thank you for sending me there. It was so beautiful. The other son said like, what? That tree was horrible, awful. I never saw something so ugly as before. It was a horrible tree. Just without leaf, without fruits, just very thin, very dry, horrible. So the thing is like the father sent these sons in different seasons. Winter, fall, summer, spring. So they saw the same tree in different seasons. And they got a concept of that tree. So I don't know, maybe someone met you at some moment in your life that you were in winter. And they saw the worst side in your life. They saw that you were like a man, a disaster, making just mistake over mistake and mistake. And you were like kind of circled there. And people said, like, well, that guy's a disaster, man. That guy just... I remember Paul when he saw Mark. So at school we studied that last quarter. I don't want to be with Mark because Mark, I remember last time he did this, so I don't want that guy with me. Some people sometimes bring memory like, oh yeah, I remember that guy like 5 years ago, 20 years ago, he was that way. And they define you, you are that way your whole life. That was 20 years ago, 5 years, I don't know how long ago. And that's you. Because I saw you in winter time. But that's not fair, because you were having other seasons. But life is something like that, and you got your definition. People say you are a disaster. Yeah. You make a mistake, so that in some way defines your life. The poet Rumi says, she was asking, I don't know he or she, who am I in the midst of all this thought traffic? Who am I? Life is telling me something, family is telling me something, I don't know what to think about me. Religion wise says something interesting also. And this is going to lead us to the next part. I'm writing these things to you because I want you to be safe. I do not want to discourage you, but to urge you to more earnest, vigorous effort. Self-love will prompt you to make a superficial work of self-examination, but let not vain confidence cheat you out of eternal life. Do not build yourself up on the mistakes and errors of others, but between God and you, or your own soul, settle the important question upon which hangs your eternal destiny. So, the thing is, if you pay attention, you have to settle that with God. People can tell you many things, but then you will say, you have to settle. What thing I have to settle? The work of self-examination. Who you are, who I am. You have to settle that with God. That important question that in some way hangs your eternal destiny. So, people can be right about us, I'm not saying like everything that people say about you is wrong, no. They can be right, they can be wrong. But the thing is like, I want to invite you this morning to have this in mind. Okay, I'm listening this from life, from family, from friends that are in this way. And it's affecting me in some way maybe. Or I don't know what to think about me. So I want to take it to God. Because the Bible says that God knows us before we were born. So He's the one that really knows us. He's the one. Other people don't know us. They just saw something aside of you in winter time. Yeah, you are like this. It's just that. It's not fair. But God knows all your seasons. And He really knows you. So He can define you well. And also He has the best will toward you. Because He considers you His child. So He's not going to have bad feeling or bad thought. Like, no. He's going to be fair. God defining us, telling me who I am. I didn't read this part in Saul, it's very short. When it says, no man is safe who lives that he may please men. But it was adding something that I'm going to mention now. And does not seek first for the approbation of God. Okay, I want to please people. I want that people define me in a good way. But first I'm going to make sure what God says to me. Because people can say many things about me, but what God says to me, who I am. He's the one that has the whole truth. So in the Bible, God defined many people. I'm not going to share all of them because it's going to take us a long time. I want to make it shorter. So I remember Gideon. In the Bible, Gideon was defined by God, and it's so interesting how he was thinking about himself. God came to him and He said, the Lord is with you, mighty man of valor. And you know what Gideon think? Oh my Lord, I mean, if God is with us, why all this happened? I mean, it happened. I mean, in other words, I don't think that God is with me. I don't think that I am a mighty guy. And then the verse 14 says, then the Lord turned to him and said, go in this might of yours, and you shall save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have I not sent you? But he answered again. So he said to him, oh my Lord, how I can save Israel? Indeed, my clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. So, God, I don't believe that you're saying that to me. God is saying you're a mighty guy. I'm not. What? God is saying that to you, and sometimes we don't believe. Sometimes it's hard to believe what God thinks about us. Not everything sometimes is wrong. Sometimes there are good news. Hey, yeah, you are this. You're a strong man. You are a muscle man. No, I'm not. You are. Sometimes it's hard to believe God. I remember Ismael. I could come back to Ismael. I don't want to leave the story in that way. Ismael cried to God. Like, God, why life is telling me this to me? That I'm just a left out. I am a rejected one. My family didn't love me. But God was having planning for him. And He said, you know, he is going to be the father of a great nation. And he became a skillful archer. So God said, like, you are somebody. You are not nobody. You are somebody, Ismael. You are somebody. And he became somebody, sure. Joshua, what we read today in the morning. In Zechariah chapter 3, verse 1 to 5, we have the story there. But he was before the Lord, and also Satan was there. And when he was in that situation, the Bible said that the Lord said to Satan, because Satan was there in order to accuse him, like, you know, Joshua is this guy. He has done this, all the things. Luis has done this. So he's a disaster. Come on, God. You're a fair God. Luis is a disaster. You know. And Joshua in this story is silent. If you see the story, Joshua is silent. Because he knew that it was right. He had done many bad things. And he was there just waiting for the mercy of God. Because yes, Satan is right. I have done all the things, but I'm silent because I don't know what God is going to say. And Jesus said, Satan, the Lord rebukes you. Because this guy that you see here is not a brand plucked from the fire. I like that definition. A brand plucked from the fire. And the Bible says he was clothed with filthy garments. So he was, dirty. He was a dirty guy, a dirty man. And God changed his garments, and He put new garments to him. So like, okay, life defines out you're a dirty guy. And yeah, you look like that, and you are that one. But God has something new for you. But I'm not going to go there, because that is other topic. It's just life, Satan, sometimes they want to define you as something dirty. Maybe you see that, it's true, I'm dirty. But what God is saying to me. That is the whole, the key thing. Okay, yeah, life is telling me this, my family is telling me this, everybody is telling me this, but I'm going to talk to God. And we'll see what God has to tell me. And I don't want to leave without mentioning the prodigal son story a little bit. This guy left his house as a son. Look at this. He left his house as a son. He was rich. Bye-bye, goodbye. He left his house as a son. But when he was coming back, he was not feeling that way. He was coming back not as a son. He was feeling like, I'm not a son anymore. He left his house with this concept, I'm a son of my father, yes. When he was coming back, I'm not that one. He changed his concept of himself. What happened? We know what happened. Life in some way was not that good to him. He makes some decisions, and sometimes decisions define us. Sometimes life defines us and says like, yeah, you're a disaster. You are a loser. Like the song was today I was listening, yeah? In heaven they are not going to be losers. But maybe the prodigal son was feeling like a loser. What is he lost almost everything. And he was feeling bad. He was eating with the pigs. Life was telling you, you're a disaster. Man, look at where you are. You are dirty, eating with the pigs. And you're a loser, you're a disaster, you're a garbage. And you know what? I like this verse when it says, he came to himself. Like, okay, let's stop. Life is telling me I am garbage. I look like that because I'm eating here. You look like that, yeah. But he came to himself and he said, this garbage has a father. So the life is forgetting that. People sometimes forgetting that. Family forgetting that this garbage, this loser, has a father. So I will come back to my father and he will decide a thing. He will decide. If I continue being a garbage, a loser, a disaster. And you know the story. When he went there to his father, he said, Father, I'm not worried, I'm a disaster, Father. I lost everything. I don't deserve. I mean, if I just can eat with the dog, maybe. If I just can sleep in. But the father like, no. The Bible says, he said, no longer worthy to be called your son. I'm not that one. I know that is not my definition. Sorry, Father, I'm not your son. I mean, I don't deserve that name. But the father says, this is my son that was dead and is alive again. He was lost and he's found. The father says, he's not a garbage. He's not a loser. He's not a disaster. He's my son. Okay. I want to be finishing with this. Ellen G. White says in Testimonies, book 5, page 333, paraphrase 2, it says, men look on the outward appearance, but the Lord look on the heart. The human heart with its conflicting emotions of joy and sorrow, the wandering, wayward heart, which is the abode of so much impurity and deceit. He knows its motives, its very intents and purposes. Go to him, says Ellen G. White, with your soul all stained as it is. Like the psalmist, throw its chambers open to the all-seeing eye, exclaiming, search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Submit your heart to be refined and purified. And I can add, submit your heart to be defined by him. Because he knows your heart. He knows everything. So he has the truth for you. He has the truth. The truth, yes. So what you have to say, what you have to do is, okay, I mean, there is one that knows me very well. And I have to go, say, why to him? And to open your chamber and say, like, I got examine me. Search on my heart. I mean, people are saying this. Just what you have to say to me. I want to know. I want to know. I want to tell you something that happened in my experience, my humble experience, my short experience. It's very short, but at some moment I was having a conversation with a friend, a close friend, and it was kind of like a little hard conversation. And at some moment I was told that I was a complicated person. So when I heard that, I was shocked. Because like, what? I'm a complicated person. I was not having that concept of myself. I mean, most of the people say that I'm nice, and I think I'm kind of nice. I like to please people. I like to be flexible, but this person is telling me that I'm complicated. That's not true. No, I know. My first attempt was to reject that. I'm not going to believe that. I was feeling like Elijah. I'm not that complicated person, but you and your husband. I want to be biblical. But no, I want to say that. But I'm like, something's wrong here. I'm not complicated. But you know, I took it to God because I don't want to deceive my soul. I don't want to believe something that is wrong. Because I don't want to deceive my soul. So like, okay, I'm going to take it to God. But I'm pretty sure that He's going to tell me, please, that person was wrong. Yeah, I knew that. So I went to God, and I talked to God in prayer. Like, God, I mentioned this event. Like, I was told that I was complicated, God. You know me. I mean, that's not true, I was saying. And I was talking about you talking like a person, and at some moment I noticed that he was very silent. I wanted to say like, yeah, I mean, you are not that, but he was just silent. And I felt like, yeah, I need some affirmation. I mean, yeah, I need some affirmation. But I was not getting that from God, and at some moment I felt like God was just smiling. I'm like, oh, no. You know, I felt like those movies, which you think that everybody's the crazy one, but you're not the crazy one. And at the end, the only one that was crazy was you. So I was feeling that way. I was feeling like, oh, I mean, no, you're not telling me God, eh? Through your silence, you're not telling me that I'm complicated. No, I'm not complicated. God was saying, no. You know, I felt in some way, I had the impression when you go to the doctor, I said like, okay, you have this problem, I don't have anything. Yeah, you have some tumors. I'm like, what? No, I don't have it. No, I don't accept that. I feel like I cannot believe that. And God showed me some areas in my life that I was complicated. And I thought, wow, I didn't see that before. And I first sad because like, wow, I'm not that nice person I thought I was. And the people who can think, I have complicated areas. I thought, and you know, over time, God has been revealing me several things, several areas in my life that I need to work. And it's like, wow, I'm pretty sure that more is coming, but God also is fair, and He has encouraged me, and every time when I go to Him, with my nakedness, with my shameful situation, He has a garment built in His own righteousness. And He said, like, you don't have to be naked. God, it's just a disaster. And like Joshua, like Zechariah 3:2, He said, okay, I mean, don't worry about that. We know, we do who you are. We're going to work on that. I don't reject you. But there is also other topics that we're going to share. But I just want to give the idea, please. The Bohemian Austrian poet Rainer Maria Rilke stated, I have an inner self of which I was ignorant. And I agree with that. Sometimes we think that we are this thing. But God is the one that has to tell you, yes, you are that. Oh, no, you are deceived. You are not that one. You are not that nice. You are not that Christian. Maybe you're a troublemaker. Or maybe, yeah, you're a Christian. I don't know what I'm going to tell you. But you have to go there and find that. As the Laodiceans, I thought I was fine. I was not having that problem. I was not having that addiction. I was not having that sickness, whatever. I'm fine. But God showed me that, no, I mean, and sometimes it can happen in life. You have that addiction. You have that situation. You have that problem. What? No, yes. Oh my. So now I feel bad. But God is there. I will share that later. But okay, I want to finish with this. In life, you will find many voices that will attempt to define you, to tell you what you are or maybe what you are not. And maybe you are confused. I am or I am not. And you don't know what to do with that. Sometimes life, family, Satan, your friends. But my question this morning to you all is, by this church in Khon, are you open to go with God in that journey of self-discovery? Okay, I'm going to find out what is happening in my heart. I want to know the whole truth. And that is my question. You want to know the whole truth about you? God is going to tell you, but you have to be ready. You have to be open to say, okay, God, discover myself. Like the psalmist, search my heart, okay? I mean, I'm ready, I'm clear. Like the doctor, okay? We're going to take you out your shirt. Whatever he's going to say, so you're there. So with God, we have to have that exam, that test. Look, God, I'm here, examine myself, find the problem. Oh yeah, you have problem in your kidney, your lungs, or your legs. Oh my, this. Like, oh my, how I continue living with all these problems? So my question and my invitation for you this morning is, take to God whatever you think you are. good things, bad things, what people tell you, what they don't tell you, what you think your family told you when you were younger, whatever thing, take it to God, because He has the right concept of you. I don't know if you're going to be great, I don't know if you're going to be really bad, but He's going to tell you the truth. And my question is, and continue being this, are you open to know the whole truth about you? Are you open to go with God, hand by hand, in that journey of self-discovery? In my prayer that your answer be yes. I want to see who I really am. And we'll see what God has to tell me. I pray for that and be blessed in that journey with God. Amen.
Amen.